And we got into the habit of walking round and round the compound. That was your walk, just round and round the compound. They had a trip wire inside the main wire, just about a foot off the ground. That was about 15 feet from the main wire. And you weren't allowed to go over that. If you went over that, you'd be shot.
It started when I was at Stalag 8B. Now that was a German camp, but I was sent there as punishment for a certain thing I was supposed to have done. Another fellow and I decided, yes, we're going to try to escape, but we'll do it through a working party. So we had to then change with 2 army people. We changed with 2 army people. That was quite a tricky business, getting out of our own compound over the wire and getting into the other compound and then getting the 2 army fellows back into our compound again. And I can remember I took on a name I changed over with a fellow called Norman Gabain. And I was Norman Gabain while I was out in the working party. My pal who was working with Pole was very friendly with him, and the Pole was very cooperative and helped him quite a bit. Found him 2 old jackets, a couple of caps, and said where he would leave them. Now, we had to get over a great big wall, 8-foot wall, but there was a door in the wall. The door was locked, but locked from the outside with a bar. So on our side, it was closed, couldn't get out. But this young lad decided that if he could get a chance, he would open it for us. So when we eventually went to this door, give it a push and it opened. When we got outside, there was a little hut. We got in behind the hut. We got our 2 jackets on, we got our caps on, but unfortunately what we didn't know was there were political prisoners working on the railway sidings on that particular night. We managed to put on a bold front and walked through the first lot. Simply passing Germans and just nodding to them. There was a second lot we had to get through. And Arthur lost his head and there were some railway carriages sitting. He dived onto the railway carriage. Of course, I could do nothing but follow him. We realised then there was pillboxes on the end of every carriage. There were railway trucks actually. And we got into one of these pillboxes at the end of the truck. I said to him jokingly, I said, "Why are you worried?" I said, "We'll be home in a fortnight." I have no intention of being home in a fortnight, of course, but he said, "Home in a fortnight, there's somebody trying to get in." So he was holding the door with somebody trying to get in. Now, I think they realised that we escaped from the working party and they got the people in charge of the working party to come out, and the German in charge, he was very annoyed. And he gave me quite a going over, but mainly with his fists, the odd kick. But then he got on to this fellow Cross, and he seemed to give him a lot more than he gave me, and eventually he drew his bayonet, and had his bayonet up, he definitely would have killed him. The guards jumped on him and held him. So then we got back to the camp. When we got back to the camp, they kept us kneeling on a cement floor with the German guards just standing behind us with the rifles. So they kept us there for a long time. And then eventually they had, the German guards had a little conference in the corner of the room where we were. And they made us get up. They loaded their rifles, put one up the spout, and said, "Outside." So again, we thought, well, this is definitely the end. My attitude was, if it's the end, let's get over as quickly as possible.